Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Bethany if you're joining for the first time. And if you are joining for the first time, be sure to subscribe for additional craft inspiration. There's a lot of fun things coming up on my channel and coming to my craft table. In this video, I'm going to continue working on some of those pesky unfinished crafts. I have quite a list of things that I would like to see checked off and done. I've been trying to do this more often than not throughout the year, just because either supplies or little to-do lists add up in my craft room, and sometimes it can get a little overwhelming. So here I am again, working through just a little list of things that I would prefer get done, and I hope this provides some work motivation for you to maybe tackle a list that you have had running for quite a while. Go ahead and give this a thumbs up if you're ready to start crafting. I hope that in some way this is inspiring to you, and let's go ahead and start crafting. Okay, so again, shopping my craft space this year, looking at those items that have been sitting for way too long. This is one of them, and I am doing my best to not purchase anything that I don't absolutely need, but instead emptying out my space. So I've had this little window frame for quite a while. It came in bare wood, but I applied only one layer of chalk paint to the surface, and only one because I really wanted it to be a little bit more whitewashed. And I really think it's so pretty. So it does come with some glass. I need to clean it because it's been in my craft room for at least a year and a half. And I'm so sorry, but I have a tag up here, but the tag is gone. I don't remember where I got it, but you can find stuff like this anywhere. I know it was definitely at a craft store, but you can find things like this anywhere. So I'm gonna do a really fun little craft with this, something that's been on my heart for a while. Let's go ahead and start by getting it all clean because there's so much dust and fingerprints on it, and we need a clean slate for my little idea that I want to bring to life. Okay, so I have really been wanting to make kind of a collage picture frame out of this for a while. And truth be told, I've also just kind of not really known what to do with this. So I finally came up with an idea of how I wanted to approach this. And pardon it's white on white because I used all scrap vinyl for this. So I went through my scrap bin and I found the perfect pieces for this project. So I thought it would be super cute, and I'll list all font information down below, but I typed out in Design Space, first we met, we married, we had you, and we are complete. And I thought it would be so cute to do, you know, first we met, a picture of when my husband and I met, and then we married, our wedding picture, we had you, a picture of my children, and then, or our children, and then we are complete, a picture of our whole family. And I just really thought that would be so fun. So I wanted to start this video off by getting this one done because I have been wanting to see this not only used in terms of getting this window frame out of my craft space, but I'm so excited to see how this turns out. So as a reminder, I'll link everything that I'm using down below, and let's get started. So I'm just gonna place this right on the glass and grab a little transfer tape. I am just floored by how many of you have told me you are shopping your craft space this year. So I started it for myself, right? I started it as a goal. I wanted to spend less this year on craft supplies and also use what I have. And I was so excited to see so many of you felt the same, not only felt the same way, but decided to do the same thing. So that's just so exciting. I'm hearing it all the time, how many people are shopping their craft space. So let me get this first one in, and actually the grid lines from my mat underneath are the best thing for this project. That is so cool. Okay, so I paired two fonts to bring this together because I wanted it to I just like pairing fonts. I like a nice script font with kind of a more block font. I think that looks so nice. And I'm going to reuse this transfer tape for the whole thing. And I like it because some of the picture will be, you know, behind the words. So in terms of how I'm going to place the picture, because obviously it's going to be a little challenging. So I'm thinking I'll have to maybe get another piece of glass so that I can sandwich the pictures in between two pieces of glass, because obviously how would you tape it on there without seeing the tape, right? So I think that's what I'm going to have to do. Or you could also do acetate. You could just probably, instead of buying a piece of glass, maybe get a long piece of acetate. But it will all, details, it will all come together. Turn that down a little bit more. Less is more when it comes to transfer tape. You can really tuck it in there. Oh goodness. And I could grab my parchment paper, but now I gotta make sure those grid lines are actually, whoops, sorry, my head there. I could grab my parchment paper, but kind of lazy today. Just wanna craft. Okay, we first met, we married. Aw, I like it. Okay, we had you. And we are complete. I feel like this would be such a good gift for someone too. I love that. And you could just make it however you want. You could personalize it any way you want, is what I mean. We are complete. Okay, and this craft is complete. Oh my gosh. Do you ever kind of feel like, wow, I let that sit way too long in my craft space, and I wish I would have done this sooner because that is so neat. I think that's gonna be so fun. And then I'll probably just have it, you know, tilted. Oh, that's so neat. I love it. Okay, I'll link, again, font information, chalk paint information down below, but I love how that turned out, and we are done with our first craft. Another thing I want to do is I had this little jar in my craft space for a while, and I thought it would be fun, I'm trying to keep this clean here today, I thought it would be fun to create a little storage for my craft space. And one thing that I really like to do, and I've done it a few times on my channel already, is I like to decorate just the top of these little jars. Now you want to make sure that you have a jar that, let's see, let me open this. Some of these are not independent of one another, if that makes sense. Like sometimes they're all built in together, but you're gonna want one that detaches so that you can place your paper in there. So I just grabbed some scrap paper, and I'm going to also just use one of my little circular dies. You could absolutely just cut this out on your Cricut machine, or you could cut this out by hand. It does not need to be perfect, but I had the perfect size die, so I'm just gonna go ahead and cut that out. And then I'm gonna put some vinyl on the front, and I thought this would just make for some cute storage for little items in my craft room that need to be organized. So again, any pattern paper that you would like to use, be sure to shop your scrap pieces though, because this is just a tiny little craft. And I'm just gonna place this right in, cut this out really quickly. Again, scissors do just the trick, but I had these little circular dies sitting right next to me doing some card making earlier, so I thought that is working smart. Now I'll take this, pop this out, place a little piece in here, and I have a really cute, you could of course tape this, and why not, so it just doesn't shift. It's a little double stick tape, just like that. Close it, and then how fun is that for just decorating a little piece of jar, or a jar. So let's go ahead and also add some vinyl to it just to make it extra cute. Let's place this in the cup cradle. That will just help steady it. Grab some rubbing alcohol really quickly, clean off the front since this has been in my craft space for a while, and that will just help that vinyl lay down really nice when it's given a clean surface. Okay, font information will be down below. I did mix and match very briefly, but I thought it would be cute just to say this and that, because honestly, jars like this are perfect for this and that. Just those little tiny elements that we need to organize. Okay, there we go. And I think I need a new piece of transfer tape for this just because the size is a little bit bigger than my previous project. So that looks good. Love it when I can use something that's been sitting around, but that will also get me a tad bit more organized. It's always a plus. Okay, 1 and 2. Again, used my scraps. Did a lot of scrap shopping for this video today. Some pieces, obviously, you will see I needed bigger full-size pieces for, but lots of little scraps to bring this project together. Okay. Okay, this and that, easy peasy. There we go. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of rub that down with my fingers, reinforce with my scraper. And there we go. Okay, so this and that, love it. Oh my gosh, I think that's so cute. And I'll just put some fun little things in there. Definitely perfect for the little wooden beads that I needed a little home for, and I think that turned out really cute. Okay, so one example of shopping my craft space. I really wanted to decorate this notebook cover, but I did not. I literally do not have any more white vinyl. Even the scraps that I used for the previous 2 projects were the last little tiny pieces that I owned. So it's time, and it's okay. Now we can shop for something that we need, right? But I didn't have time to run to the craft store, and I really wanted to just challenge myself again to keep using what I have. So I found some glitter iron-on, and I love doing iron-on on paper. So I thought, why not just do it to the front of this notebook? That would be perfect. Plus, I love glitter, but I do not like glitter adhesive vinyl. So this is a way to get glitter, but do it with iron-on. Glitter iron-on and I love each other. Glitter adhesive vinyl and I do not. And I actually think that that's actually a pretty popular feeling among crafters. Sometimes that glitter adhesive is just, I don't know. I'm not the only one is what I should say. I can't speak for everybody, but I found this cute SVG. I'll link it down below. It's kind of a floral pencil look. They have 2 versions, and when I get, I'll just weed that part now so I can explain it. I just use the pencil version that has, like you see now, the little pencil lines, but they also have 2 versions included with this, and the other is hollow, so if you did want to personalize and put the name of the person you are making this for within that pencil, you certainly can. So this would be a fun little teacher SVG. You could put the teacher's name in there. I was going to just do this plain, or not plain, but I wanted the little pencil lines in there. I thought that was really cute. So I didn't end up personalizing it, but if you wanted to do that, then there is that option. Okay. Ooh, sticky, sticky, sticky. That liner is sticky. But glitter iron-on is a dream. I love working with it. It can be a little bit hard to see the cut lines sometimes, but it's still worth it. Bringing to life this pretty flower that's up here, and it all just turns out so sweet and cute. I love finding SVGs like this. And also, oops, I think I may have weeded out the wrong part. That's okay. No, I think it was supposed to have little dots in there, but I think I sacrificed those. But you could use this for a book bag. In fact, I'm going to make a canvas tote bag for our teacher in this video, and I found a cute SVG file for that as well, but this one I'm currently working on right now would be super cute for a tote bag too. Okay, I think I just have one more little area. Maybe not, just here. Okay, now I do have, oh, I should turn that on. I'm going to set my easy press to low, and we'll let that heat up. Okay, while that's heating up, I did grab a piece of parchment paper just to kind of protect my surface. I'm going to open up the book just so that I'm working with, there it goes, with the cover only. And I'm just going to preheat that little surface just for a second. And, oh, how cute. Which way do I want it to go? I think it was this way. Yeah, the florals on top. And given the natural lines in the design behind, that makes it really easy to line up our design. How cute. Okay, because as a sticky backer, you can just place it, but I'm going to also put this just to protect it. It does say for cardstock to do low for 25 seconds. Low is in terms of heat, but I just monitor my design. And this is for glitter iron-on, so you'll want to also make sure that you are looking up the heat settings for the product that you're using. Okay. This Easy Press Mini is intended to be moved as it's heating, so that's why I'm just rotating it around, trying to evenly distribute the heat. Okay, I'm gonna let that cool, and then I'll remove the liner. Okay, I'm gonna take it off of my heat pad and just rub it on a cooler surface. That way that heat will be drawn out quicker. That way I can keep crafting. It's just a good trick. Cools it down a little bit. Okay. Grab my little liner, slowly peel up, and there we go. Oh my gosh, that looks really cute. I love the glitter element too. There you go, you can see that. I love the glitter on that. That is just way too fun. I think I did miss a little bit of weeding there, but that's okay. It's still very cute. All right, I love how that turned out. How fun. While my mini press is out, I've had these cute little shoes for my little one, and he's just about ready to be in the size that I purchased. So I'm going to put some little iron-on on the top. So I'm just going to weed out my design. And I'm going to check my heat settings too, because I'm going to use my Easy Press Mini once more. But I cut out these little anchors. I just found them in Cricut Design Space. I love a little nautical theme, and I also love navy, so I thought these would be cute little boat shoes. And again, just shopped my little scrap bin to bring this little vision to life. Oh goodness, how cute. Okay, before I do that though, I'm going to lint roll, but let's check the heat settings. I think I'm going to try medium. Let's see how that works. I'm going to try medium. You can go ahead and decide to do it on low if you'd like. Okay, and then just cutting those out a little bit more. Okay, let's grab the lint roller. Okay, just making sure that it's nice and clean. I'm also going to be mindful not to get the heat press on the little rubber part, just to be safe. But oh my goodness, how cute is that? I'm just gonna eyeball it, and I really like that. So sweet. Okay, so I think it still has the little, you know, shoe form in paper in there, so I'm just gonna leave that in there just to give myself some, you know, cushion and pressure, if you will, something to press into. If you bought shoes without that in there, then you could just roll up, you know, paper towels or whatever to put in there just to build that space up. Okay, and I am just gonna very gently, that is so cute. I'm just gonna very gently kind of rotate around. I think it's already laying down though. It is. I'm just gonna give it a little bit more heat. I might start on the next one and just kind of let that cool and then come back. And there we go. How cute. Let's get some independence here. That way we can work independently of one another. Those are so cute. You know, I've been putting this, I'm going to go this way. That way I can see where, you know, the plastic, not plastic, rubber part of the sole is. That way I can just make sure I'm not accidentally heating that. Cute. That's laying down fast. Really fast. Medium seems to be working good. I'm certainly not doing, I think it said for quite a while, but I'm certainly just kind of zapping it on there quick. That's already laid down. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to go get another size of these, the next size up, and do something again. That was way too easy. Okay, I'm gonna check this and see. It's down. I mean, you saw how little heat that took. It is. Okay, there's one. I'm gonna let this cool just a little. Actually, it's already kind of peeling up on the sides, so. Ooh, that one needs just a little bit on that little spot right here. Okay. And then I think I'll let that fully cool. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna peel this up. And that looks really nice. I let it cool for a moment. That looks really good. Those are so cute. How sweet did those turn out? Just cute little boat shoes. So now I can take out this. That worked in my favor to have that in there. Just gave it a little bit of firm area to be able to, because if you're pressing onto hollow, you're not going to get an even press, and then your iron-on can kind of wrinkle, but keep those little forms in there. As long as you know like what it is, right? So you want to just make sure that you know it's not like a plastic or anything. So you don't want to be doing that on plastic, but that is so sweet. I love it. Love how these turned out. Okay, waiting for my big heat press to heat up because I want to make the teacher a nice tote bag. But while I am waiting for that, I will make her a really cute, I've had this, it's actually a toothbrush holder, but I thought this would be a cute little, and okay, look, Room Essentials, so that's Target. Yes, I think that's Target. I thought it would make a cute little pen holder, you know, or little knickknack for teacher desk. So bringing in my rubbing alcohol once more, and I'm actually going to try to do most of this surface area. I've had this in my craft space, thinking I would just make something for myself, as in, you know, something to sit on my craft desk, but I haven't really found the need for anything that I need, so I thought I would just bless the teacher with a cute little pen holder. Okay. I also found a fun SVG. Now this SVG, I think it was for those canned glasses, you know, those canned wraps that, and I've done a couple on my channel. They are the glass cans, is what they call them. And this was an idea for a glass can, but I just used it for this because it really doesn't need, you know, you don't need to use SVGs for what they are supposed to be used for. You can size them for the item that's right in front of you, right? So I fell in love with this really pretty floral, and it's been in my favorites for a while. So I thought, let's use that and make the teacher a fun gift. And I did do it out of a nice pink. I thought that would be nice and pretty. One, because I was out of the white, and two, because, you know, every once in a while it's nice to step away from white vinyl. I definitely love white vinyl. It's like my safe place, but I also like it because of its simplicity, and that's my design style. But then I also think, whoop, tongue-tied there, I also think that when I do step out of my kind of style comfort zone, I usually end up really liking, you know, the final look of what I'm making when I do something just a little different. Okay, there we go. Lots of little pieces, but very manageable. And isn't this beautiful? It's like a sliced look. It's a floral that's just been kind of sliced down. Now this is how the SVG is. I didn't do any work to it, only sized it for how I wanted this little pencil holder. Toothbrush holder. But just like you don't have to use the SVG for what it's intended for, you certainly don't need to use a blank for what it's intended for. You can just make it however you wish. Okay, finishing up. Turned out so cute. Oh, I feel like I'm going to use this on a few other things. I'm trying to do that more with SVGs, use them a couple times, because they look different based on, you know, the material you use plus what you are putting it on, but I think that's really fun. Okay, grabbing some transfer tape. And I have a piece here that I think will be really great. Actually, can probably trim that down just a little. Too much transfer tape can cause issues, at least for me, so I try not to have a lot. Here we go. Very nice. Grabbing my scraper to do the front and the back. I grabbed a little piece off of here for a project that I'm doing later in this video. I'm going to be needing just tiny pieces of colored vinyl for a project, so I make sure to trim off all my little pieces that aren't cut so that I can create other things with them. Where I can, I definitely try to save. Okay, there we go. Now, because I have this handy cup cradle, I can use that as my third hand and lay this down really nice. So I'm going to try to position it so that it's nice and straight on the bottom. And I'm not going all the way on the bottom there, just a little bit. And I'm going to just wrap to the right. Aw, and then to the left. Okay. I like to just do it with my fingers first and then go through with the scraper. I think that's a cute little gift. So fun. And, you know, it doesn't need to be a teacher gift. You could do this this would be a fun coworker gift for the holidays. Just go get a bunch of little containers and make everybody a little desk something or another. Okay. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. I'm trying to get some contrast for you there. Let's see. It's a little hard. Let's see if I can do it with white background. Oh my gosh, how cute is this? So fun. And then with some supplies in there, I just think that that is going to be darling. Love that. Okay, I think my heat press, yep, it's about ready. So let's make the tote bag that I want to go along with this as a gift. Okay, I have these nice big tote bags, and I think they are 100% polyester, so I think you can sublimate on them, but I have just been using them for iron-on. I have this design here. Now, it does look all crazy because I cut off all of my scrap pieces to be thrifty, but let me go ahead and weed this out, and we will get this ironed on to this nice tote. Okay, there we go. I don't think I have any other pieces in that apple. How cute is this? I thought it was so simple and pretty. I wanted to do it in a nice pink just because I thought, you know, not everything needs to be red for teachers, right? I thought this would be super, super fun. Sorry for the additional noise. It is a busy Sunday at our house, and Mommy's trying to get a few things done for crafting, but we also have lots of fun happening as a family too. Okay, look how cute that is. And I love that it's kind of like a Rae Dunn look to it. I think that is so sweet. Now, I want to say that I did detach the apple and maybe respaced it because I felt like in the design, or at least when I pulled it into Design Space, it was a little bit off. So always feel free to kind of edit things if you think they need a little tweak. But I think this is so cute. In fact, I'm decided as I was doing this that I am definitely going to make these for all of the teachers this year because that turned out way too cute. So you'll probably see this come back up in Christmas time and in Christmas videos. I love it. I love the pink. I think it's just nice and sweet. And then I think it also looks so sweet with the little coordinating gift. So love that. Also the piece, this little sheet, I always get questions about this. Cricut does not make this anymore, I don't believe, because I haven't seen it on their site in a very long time. So please, I'm just letting you know right now, I have not seen it. That's why you do not see it linked. But you could use, you know, a piece of parchment paper, or they have Teflon sheets that you can use. I just like to put that on there between my exposed iron-on after I rip off the liner and my heat if I want to give it additional heat. So this is what that is, but you can use a substitute if you want to bring something like that into your craft space. Okay, my daughter has been needing a new hat for a long time now, and I've actually had a little hat set aside for her. So I'm simply rolling up a towel, and I'm just going to make my own little hat base here. And I am going to make her a cute little hat. Now that's a little lumpy because the towel is a little lumpy, but it's going to work. We just need like a little firm area to press into. Okay, so that's great. I'm gonna go ahead and lint roll, and then I'm gonna use my mini easy press. I used some glitter iron-on because I think the glitter iron-on is just, let me redo that, that's gonna bother me. I feel like it is just a little bit more forgiving when placed on a wonky surface like this, right? Like something that is not a traditional flat surface. So I find that, you know, if there's going to be a curved area that I want to put some iron-on, or if sometimes I do it on signs too when I know that it's not the smoothest of areas, I always opt for a glitter. Okay, that looks pretty good. So I can't remember if I did this or not, but I'll do it again. Make sure that is down. Grab this out of my scraps, and then I just put her little monogram on there. I think that's gonna be so cute. Super easy to center. Okay, I'm gonna preheat the surface. Make sure there's no moisture in there. Oh my gosh, she's gonna be so happy to have this. She's been saying, Mom, I need a new hat. And she's gonna get her new hat. Okay, I'm gonna bring this up just a little bit. It's kind of easy to center with that little line. Okay, I like how that looks. So I am going to do it kind of letter by letter, if you will. That way I can just, now that that's down, and that liner's sticky, so that's great, but I can then just kind of focus on one area at a time. I'm going with medium. Always, always monitor the project in front of you, so make your own heat choices. I think medium will be okay. Again, rotating that around. I had just barely enough iron-on for this. That D is like right there at the bottom, but that's okay because it actually worked. Okay, moving on. Putting my hand under there, but I have the towel obviously between my hand and the hat, but just to give a little bit more pressure in those areas. And I feel like when you go letter by letter, it just kind of helps to keep it focused, keep it straight. Oh, that's cute. I love it. I have to make one for myself. I actually have this hat twice in my craft room, so that's probably what I'll do. I'll make myself a matching one. Okay, I'm gonna let this cool, and then I will peel it up and then see if I need to do any spot areas. I already know this little serif on this D needs a little more heat, and this does down here as well, I can tell. Okay, peeling off my liner and just double checking to see if there are any areas that need a little bit more heat. looks really good. I have a couple areas, so I'm going to put my towel back in there and place my liner back over. I just have the bottom of this D and then a little part on my E, and I'm good to go. Okay. Looks great. Oh my gosh, that turned out so cute. Oh, I love it. So cute. And the glitter. I mean, who doesn't love a little soft white glitter on a pink baseball cap? Sign me up. Okay, while my heat press is nice and hot, and before I need to change the temperature, I found this really neat canvas wall hanging. I think this is from Target. I'll try to link it. And then these are magnetic that will go on the top and the bottom. But this is just a roll of canvas that will be magnetized at the top and bottom to create a frame. And I've been wanting to make this sign. Now, I'm probably going to waste a little bit of vinyl here, but it's going to be fine because usually with iron-on, I don't use teeny tiny pieces as much as I think. So I have had this SVG in my favorites for a while, and let me get it so far so that I can magnetize it down to my mat, but I wanted to create a little wall hanging for my daughter's room, and this saying is just gorgeous. Okay, all done. Let me make sure that I have all of my middles weeded out. I love this. It's so pretty. I obviously don't have font information. I'm sure this is hand lettered, but this says, "You are beautiful, for you are fearfully and wonderfully made." I cannot remember the scripture, or I would quote it, or I would reference it for you, but I love this so much, and I needed to have this made for her. So I'm going to go ahead and get this pressed onto my little canvas here, and then we'll place it within this little frame. Oh my gosh, honestly, this is so pretty. And I've had this in my craft space for, I mean, a year and a half, 2 years, this little attachment. It's so cool. I'm going to place this in here. And I bet you could trim this down, you know, if you needed to. But I kind of like that white space. How neat is that? Yeah, I like having that. I don't want it too close. I like that white space. And then I'm going to move this up. Oh my gosh, this is so neat. And then detach, line this up. I don't know how I'm going to make any more videos after this one because I feel like these crafts are so stinking cute I might need to be done making videos. Maybe, I mean, you know when you just feel like, how am I going to top this? How am I going to top this? Here it is. How cute. What a beautiful wall hanging. I love it. Oh, I think I might have put this on backwards because obviously we don't want to see that in the front. Let me change that. So this goes in the back. Line that up. Oh my gosh. And on the box that this came in, I think this was intended, you could paint on it, right? You could paint and do art on it, but I thought, well, first of all, I am not a painter. And so HTV I can do. Oh my goodness, I love it. Way too cute. I mean, it's just way too cute. I love it. I hope you love it as much as I do because this stole my heart. Okay, not only have I really wanted to make this sign for a long time, but I've also wanted to use the physical sign. So let me go ahead and I'm gonna actually remove this, begin weeding my pretty design. And I love this. This is kind of one of those family motto quotes, if you will. I'm not sure if that's even the right way to say it, for lack of a better word, but it's kind of just, it's so beautiful. It's kind of what our family is all about. Now, this is an SVG. I found it and it had it saved in my favorites for a while. I'm just going through and weeding out all my middles first really quickly. And this obviously was not a scrap piece of vinyl. I needed to cut into a bigger roll, but you know, that's really awesome because I've had this roll of, I got like a bulk roll of black vinyl. I think it was on sale at one point, and so I got, whoopsie, I got a roll, oh, that one's not in the middle, a roll of white, a roll of black, because I figured that those would be my go-to colors, right? Well, I was right about the white. That's definitely a go-to color of mine. However, unless it's Halloween time, I don't tend to use black vinyl, or really iron-on for that matter. I usually only gravitate towards it in October. So that's coming right up as well. We have Halloween coming up, so that roll is definitely probably going to get a good big dent taken out of it, right? Okay, got all my middles. Here we go. And then we can weed this whole thing in one swoop. At least I hope so. Okay, grabbing a little corner. And let's see if we can do this fairly flawlessly. And you'll see this really take shape. I will link this SVG down below, as always, just in case you fall in love with it as well. And I've had this sign in my craft space because it's a unique size and shape. I mean, it's a rectangle, so it's not super unique in shape, but size-wise, I knew it needed something very intentional in terms of design to go on it. Now, naturally, I'm gonna have to go through and find a few more pieces to weed out, but that's okay. I try to get the bulk of them at the beginning. Okay, kind of get an angle here. Okay, there we go. What a sticky mess this this has turned out to be. But my goodness. Okay, so I love this. I think it is so pretty. And I think it's going to be really nice for that sign. I'm making sure I didn't miss any spots. Okay, now transfer tape time. And I feel like I can transfer this over fairly nicely. Okay, to keep this manageable, I'm going to do what I always do and what I've shown you so many times, but if you are watching for the first time, then here is a quick little tip for applying transfer tape to a longer design. So instead of peeling off the backer in its entirety, go ahead and just peel away about 1 inch to 2 inches, and then you can just lay down that small little spot. You've, at that point, created a little bit of a lip or a handle. And what you can do then, let me get this all manageable. Listen, these magnets are a gift, really. Okay, then you can pull this, and as you're pulling it, you can just release the rest right down onto your design. And it just makes it so much more manageable. Oops, I got a little bit of, move these over. Okay. Hopefully I got that straight enough. Ooh, I got a little bit of a bubble, but I think we're gonna be okay. Let's check. Okay. I didn't lay this all the way down yet, so there we go. So before you burnish, sometimes you can get lucky. Okay, got a little bit much there, but that's okay. And let's burnish this down. Okay, front and back, just like always. I will absolutely be using the parchment paper method because I really want this lined up well. Plus, being that it is such a big design, I feel like it will make it so much easier to just line up. Okay, let's go ahead and turn. And, okay. See if this is going to be easy or hard. Okay, finishing up. That wasn't too bad. It took a little bit of patience and deep breathing, but we made it, as always. And totally worth it in the end, isn't it? Okay, I think what I'll do is maybe pause and think through the process of this huge sign. I think I'll bring in, I'm right at the end of this roll of parchment paper. I think I'll bring this in and I'm going to cover my design all but just that little top piece of transfer tape up there. Let's see. Kind of edit this how I want it to work. Okay, I think that's going to work. Okay, I'm going to set this to the side, bring in, that's perfect. Oh, that's perfect. I wanted to cover the vinyl. Okay, let's bring in the sign. I'm going to just set this to the side, right off camera there. And I've had this in my craft space so long that I'm just going to wipe it down a little bit. Ooh. I think this is from not just signs, not just frames. It's a website that I get my signs from, but I always forget the name. I think it's either Not Just Frames or Not Just Signs. And they have beautiful signs for you to create pretty things on. Okay, I think I have this all in here. Now, because I have my parchment paper down, I can really get this placed where I want it before committing. So some of it's a little bit big. I'm going to trim that down so I can really get it where I need it to be. Okay, I'm wondering if, I think I'm going to need to go long ways visually because the magnet's there. I think it'll help me out. Now it's going to fall off camera for a second, but you know what? In real life, I need this to turn out. So I am going to take one for the team here. Okay, I'm gonna bring it down a little bit. You can't see off frame here, but I'm just centering. Okay. And when I think I'm happy with that, what I can do is stick it. And again, I had a little exposed area there that I could just stick down. And I think I'm just gonna hold it up to myself and see if I like how that looks. And I do. I think that looks really nice. I like the placement. I think it looks straight. Okay, I'm gonna do it. So now that I have this little piece stuck up here, I can start pulling out this, okay. Pulling out the parchment paper and then just laying it down little by little. Now usually I took that out rather quickly. Usually I kind of like to go in little steps, but let's see if we can. There we go. It's looking good. Okay, sorry for the quietness, but again, the stuff I make on my channel is either for someone or for myself, and I, in real life, really want everything to turn out really nicely. So, okay. Naturally, right? Just like we all do. We all want things to turn out nicely. Okay, taking my scraper to really press that down. Boy, I think that looks so good. Parchment paper for the win. Okay, and then peel this up. Oh, that looks so pretty. I love the black. Very farmhouse-like. Very, very nice. Ah, so pretty. Don't you love that? Okay, let me see if I can, I don't know if I can get it all in frame this way, but kind of, right? In this home, we are real, we make mistakes. We say I'm sorry, we give hugs, we have fun, we forgive, we are loud, we are patient, we love. Oh, I love that. I love it. I cannot wait to get this just all decorated. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, let's move on to our next little craft. Oh, okay, I want to make a mug for myself because I'm obsessed with mugs, but also, do you remember for Father's Day when I made my husband a mug like this? That was, you know, one of these tin or metal mugs, and they have the little sip cap on them. Well, I am obsessed with his mug. I love it. It's just rubbing alcohol. It's just perfect for coffee. I love the handle of it. So I'm going to make myself one so I stop taking his. And I found a cute little design that I want to do. So I'm just going to decorate this little mug up. Just perfect for early morning coffee. Okay, brought out my cup cradle once more. And let's get these little designs weeded out. So first and foremost, I have a shadow layer. Now, this was actually, when you pull this into Design Space, I'll link the design down below. When you pull it in, it is actually just an outline, but I contoured it so that they were filled in, and then you place other vinyl on top. I really struggle with, so this was like an outline so that you would put, let me bring that letter in here so that you can kind of understand where I'm going with this. Okay, so I have this A. The outline as it was done was just a shadow layer. So then you'd have to fit this perfectly within it. And knowing myself, that was just a little too stressful. And I wanted the outline, but I didn't want to have to fit those perfectly in there, if that makes sense. I don't even know if I'm making sense. You'll see it if you decide to do this and you get the file. And maybe you know how to line that up perfectly, but goodness, just wasn't really feeling it. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to lay down this first. I have some of this transfer tape I'm going to reuse. And let's go ahead. I'm going to go from the ground up. So I'm going to lay down my first layer, and then I will build on top of the layer that's on the mug. Does that make sense? Instead of putting all these pieces down one by one on here and then transferring, I like to do it this way, but approach it however you would like. Okay. And I also need to decide on the order of my colors. So maybe I'll do that real quick. So obviously spelling out mama and trying to decide. Again, scrap buster for this. Look at these tiny little pieces. I think that looks good. I think that looks better. And I like that. Okay. I like the color placement there. And okay, did I burnish the front and back there? I can't remember. Let's get this all ready. Okay. Bringing this down so I can see really well. And that. Do I want it centered or do I want it up a little bit? No, I think centered looks nice. Okay, I think that looks good. Yeah. Okay, scrape that down. And now I can reuse this piece individually on all of those other pieces. Oh, that looks really good. Okay, so let's do M. And I'll keep these little pieces so we can save, save, save. Okay, I'm gonna go like this so that I can, one little bubble there. There you go. So I can really see each and every one that I am going to do. Okay, so now it's just got the tiniest of shadow, and I think that looks nice. It's just enough to make it look just a little bit more dimensional. Oh, I like that. That looks really good. Okay, A. I think I'll just try to use this same piece for all of them. A. Oh, that looks great. Oh, I think it's fun. Okay, M. And the final A. Oh, I think that is super cute. Okay, and then I have my little sip spout there. Oh, that's so fun and fresh. I love that. And just the tiny bit of shadow. I mean, it's very, very, well, not shadow, but offset, I guess you could say. That is just enough to make it just a little bit more visually interesting. And I like the varsity letter kind of look on there. I think it looks really fun. All right, another craft done, and another little mug for mommy to use every morning. Okay, one more little vinyl craft, and then I am going to sublimate a bunch of t-shirts. So I have this little acrylic frame, and it's so neat. It also has a little stand, which I need to grab, and I'll link it down below, but I thought this would be a fun little gift, and I actually made this for a family member for Christmas last year and put all the grandkid names on the bottom of each one, and I had an extra one, and I thought I'll eventually use it for something, and I thought I would just put family on here and then gift this to someone. So I'm gonna just put it on the bottom of this little acrylic frame, but I'm gonna grab the stand so that I can compensate for the little stand that comes with it. Now, can you, they're so narrow that I mean, you could if you were gonna lean, you wouldn't need the stand if you wanted to lean this against something, but you wouldn't be able to stand it up because it is pretty narrow. Okay, so here's the little stand. So I do wanna put this in here just so that, ooh, that's quite the sound. Okay, just so that I can compensate for where that stand is always gonna be, and keeping the little box is gonna be handy too, just for lining up. So, transfer tape. There we go. Be a fun way to personalize for someone. And I believe it came in, it must have come in a 4-pack. No, a 5-pack. So this must have been the 5th. Okay. Burnishing the front and back just like always. And there we go. Font information will be down below. It's one of my new favorite fonts. I feel like you can spell just about anything with this font and it looks fabulous. Okay, so trim down that bottom part a little bit. We can nudge that in there nicely. Get it nice and straight. Oh, that white insert is doing nothing for me. Let me take that out. And in fact, I'll even go as far as placing something colorful underneath there to help me out. Okay, there we go. And I think that looks great. So putting that frame in the base helps you so that you don't put your vinyl too far down, because first of all, it would destroy your vinyl. That's a really snug fit. So once you go to place your frame into the base, it would, I'm assuming, just tear it right off. But also you don't want to lose your wording down there. Oh, I think that looks nice. The placement is great. Okay, awesome. So I'm gonna take this back off, and then I can just place this right back in there. That way it's ready to gift. And there's just little magnets in there that help magnetize the pieces together. And it's all done. How cute. Again, that's not all the way in there, but there we go. So cute. I love that. Okay, time for sublimation. I have 4 shirts here that I want to sublimate on. And I also have my designs. And I have them all printed off. If you're new to sublimation, I'll do a quick little intro / reminder for those of you who are not brand new to sublimation. So I'm going to be making a bunch of little Christian tees. I love Christian t-shirts. They are just so fun. So I have a variety of designs that I printed off on my sublimation printer. So when you are doing sublimation, you are taking a print with ink and you are pressing it into the actual fibers of the shirt. So unlike vinyl that just lays on top, this actually goes into the shirt, if you will, and it's very permanent. So I printed off my designs and I am using a sublimation printer. It's not just any printer. You can't just print off any design with any ink. You have to use a sublimation printer with the sublimation ink. And respectively, you also need to use a shirt that is intended for sublimation so that it's able to receive it. Usually that means it's just a very high polyester count. And so you just want to make sure it has high enough polyester, because if not, it will just wash off. Okay, so let's go ahead and it's not necessarily wash off, but also if it's not high enough in polyester, it just will be very muted, right? So in order to get that true intended look and the right colors, you want a high polyester count shirt. So no, you may not just use any shirt that you find. I'm using the Cricut shirts because they are for infusible ink, but they also are great for sublimation. It's essentially the same thing. Okay, so what I'm going to do really quickly is I'll open up my shirts in a moment, but I'll do one shirt in front of you. That way you can get an idea for where we're going with this. But what I like to do is, in order to prevent pressing lines, like a boxed line on our shirt, I'm going to just feather the edges by gently ripping my paper around the perimeter of my design. So I'm just ripping it away, being careful not to rip into my design, but just softens those edges so that you don't have the outline of a box on your shirt. And I also have my heat press set to 385, and I'm going to pre-press these for a minute. Be sure to look up and test your own heat settings to see what works best for you and what timing works best for you. So there is our design. Now, one thing to note is that when the designs print on your Sublimation printer, they are fairly muted. These look really, really good, but they actually will brighten up really, really well once the heat is applied, and they will take their true color. Okay, opening up a shirt, I also have some butcher paper off to the side because I'm going to place a piece of butcher paper inside the shirt as well as on top of my design. And that's because if the ink does bleed, I want it to be caught on the butcher paper and not go either on my heat press or on my shirt. So opening these up, I'll also lint roll my shirt so that I can remove any lint. And that also ensures that you don't get any blue dots that can happen from sublimation on your shirt. I'm going to keep these because I like to roll my fabric with them. Okay, and now what I'll do is I'm going to take a piece of butcher paper, open the bottom of my shirt down here. Okay, and you'll note that my design is mirrored. You want to make sure you mirror your design. My software automatically does it with my Sawgrass, but if yours does not automatically do it, make sure you print it in a mirrored format. Okay, I have my butcher paper in there, and that is to prevent the ink from transferring to the back of the shirt as well. Okay, and then when it's time, I will place my design right onto my shirt, place another piece of butcher paper to catch any ink that may come up and out, and then press. So let's go ahead. I'm going to pre-press the shirt, lint roll it, place my design down, press it, and we'll be good to go. I'm going to get all of these done in no time at all. Oh my goodness, these all turned out so pretty. Look how vibrant this is. It is so fun. Then we have this right here. So pretty. And I did well avoiding the blue dots. I did so good. Usually I kind of struggle with that, but I feel like I'm getting better. And honestly, these look great. They really do. I'm trying to find one. I think I had just one here. Yeah, one. Okay, one out of four shirts though. I'll take it. Oh my gosh. And nothing on here. I'm getting so much better at navigating those little blue dots, but aren't these so neat? I just love how they turned out. I love a good Christian tee. Ugh, so fun. Okay, so a couple little reminders about sublimation. It can be a little bit fragrant, so make sure you just open up a door or a window and have, just a nice breeze, right, when you're doing it. And another thing I wanted to say is I was trying to show you while I was doing it that the butcher paper from time to time did get, actually, I think on all of my prints, the butcher paper that I put on top, there was ink on it. And so when you do see ink on your butcher paper, you do need to toss it. You can't reuse. And I know we love to save and reuse as much as we can, but in sublimation, it's pretty important that if you do transfer ink onto your butcher paper that you do toss it, because if not, it can transfer over onto your next project and that would be awful. So that is all I think in terms of reminders for sublimation, but these turned out so fun. I'm kind of serious though. Do I even continue recording? Do I even make another video? Because honestly, this is so good in terms of being one of my favorite collection of crafts. And I know that I have been saying that a lot lately, but I feel like each and every time I fall in love with another set of crafts, and I guess that can be really, really refreshing, right? As a crafter, that you can continuously fall in love more and more with the things that you create, because it keeps you encouraged to want to create more. But oh my goodness, I don't know how I'm going to top this, because these really, really not only cleaned out my craft space, but I just think each and every one of these stole my heart. So we have this beautiful sign. I am in love with it. I cannot wait. I'm going to go ahead and leave my craft room in just a moment and put this up in my house because it's just so pretty. And then I'm really loving these little boat shoes. Again, I was waiting until it was time to wear this size. The time is here, and now I kind of want to go get the next size up and decorate them as well. This is so sweet, and that was so easy too. Plus it was a scrap buster, which we all really appreciate that. This was one of my favorite things that I did today. It was simple. It took a scrap piece of vinyl. Again, font information will be linked down below, as well as all the materials I've used today, if I can find them. And then just a simple scrapped piece of scrapbook paper. I really love how this turned out, and I can't wait to showcase this in my craft space. This has been on my to-do list for a little longer than I care to admit, and now because I have another pink hat in my craft space, I know exactly what I want to do with it, and I definitely want to put my monogram on the other pink hat with this cute glitter. I think that's just so fun. I love how that turned out. So simple, and it's just so us. And then I love this mama mug. I'm glad I have something of my own so I can stop borrowing my hubby's. It's just perfect size for the morning, and I love the little metal with the handle on there. Plus I love the little shadow layer on there. The little offset just really makes that design pop. I love that. Then, okay, the teacher gifts turned out so sweet. I also really think that we'll probably be doing a lot more of these for Christmas time. This is going to be going out on Monday because I really want the teacher to have just a fun little gift. But for the additional teachers this year, I'm definitely going to be making these for Christmas. I love these. I love it with the pink too. I just think that's so fresh on that nice white bag. I love it. And then the little coordinating pencil holder is so fun. Again, just because you find it as a little toothbrush holder doesn't mean that's what you need to use it for. So go ahead and grab any and all blanks and do with them as you wish. Love how this turned out. I also love that I didn't have to run to the craft store, but that I remembered that you can put iron-on cardstock or on paper. So I love that I was able to do this. Plus I love that I was able to do it with the glitter, because as I said, I do not like the glitter adhesive vinyl, but glitter iron-on and me are best buddies. So I'm glad I got to do the glitter because I think it adds a little something to it. And I think that turned out so pretty, being such a fun design, and then paired with that background, I thought it just really worked. I love this so much, and I love it even more now that it's out of my craft space, because some of these things that I showed you today were quite bulky. So can you imagine? Everything is just feeling very fresh and new around here. I love how that turned out. I can't wait to add some pictures and place that in our home as well. This is probably my favorite thing that I made today. I love how this turned out. I absolutely love this. I'll be looking up the scripture because it's escaping me right now, but I love it. My little one is going to love it. It's going to look so perfect in her room. I think it's so simple and pretty. I'm going to go back and see if I can get some more of these. I did find these at Target, and hopefully I can find more, because now I want to make one for every season, because like, look how easy. You can just roll it up, and how simple for storage storing decor. So this would be fun to do some seasonal decor with as well. And I just think it turned out stunning. So setting that to the side because that is going to be put up as decor shortly as well. A simple little frame I needed to get this created with, and I'm going to be giving this as a gift. It's so simple. Again, you can just sandwich a picture in between those little magnetic pieces of acrylic, and there you go. It's a nice little picture frame. I love it. And then of course the final little Christian tees with sublimation. I think these turned out beautiful. I love these and I hope you enjoyed them as well. Be sure to hop down into the comments and let me know which was your favorite. I honestly don't know that I can pick a favorite, even though I told you this one is my favorite. Okay, I think this really is, but I'd love to hear what was your favorite and what inspired you today as well. I hope you're still shopping your craft space just as much as I am. I know mine is looking so good, which is refreshing going into the holiday season because it gets quite busy on my craft table. And when things are just organized and drawers and cabinets are a little bit simpler, everything just goes a lot smoother. So it is more important now than ever as we're heading into the holiday season to get those craft rooms all prepped and ready. And sometimes that means crafting with what you have and getting that out the door or giving it a purpose, right? I hope this was helpful. Please be sure to give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching. If you're brand new, be sure to subscribe because the holidays are coming up and it's going to be so fun on my craft table. I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks so much for watching.